Respected friends, today is one of the most beautiful day for our Bhagavata Dhenam, wherein Raja Parikshit is finally taught by Shukadevji the last ultimate Upadesha. So the great Guru Shukadevji's Upadesha concludes with that last verse of fifth chapter. And it's so beautiful, so sober. There are no words to, you know, glorify this great master. In the sixth chapter, few slokas only, Parikshitji will talk about Shukadevji because of his time of departure coming. But otherwise, having heard that Bhagavad Purana of so many details of so many avatara stories and Adhyatmika sadhana prakriyas, no student of Bhagavata can completely express his gratitude, extend his gratitude to Sri Shukadevji, nor we can glorify him with any of our limited words and emotions. Just in that silence, we have to salute to that great Mahatma Shukadeva, begging him, requesting him to happen in us with all his wisdom and devotion. What more one can talk about the glory of Bhagavan Sri Shukadevaji, that the Lord has chosen him to be the Vakta, the teacher, for his ultimate, the avatara. That was the last avatara that time, and the greatest of all for many leelas. And all other avatars also Shukadevaji spoke. If he was that way, selected for that, how great, grand, glorious must be this Shukadevji. So, any number of gratitude, salutations, pranams, prostrations we express at the feet of Shukadevji. As the students of Bhagavata Purana, they are not at all sufficient. So, in that just utter silence only, we have to be at his feet. That's all. What else can we do? For that great Mahatma, for that great Shukadevji. Today, by God's grace, that portion we will see. Thereafter, we enter into the sixth chapter where Sri Parikshitji, extending his thanks, salutations to Guru Parikshit Shukadevji, seeks his permission for merging in the truth. Then the story continues of Janamejaya and all. That is our 12th Skandha study today. Then in the 10th Skandham, we will see again Raja Muchukunda's those beautiful slokas of Stuti as well as Namaskara as well as Prarthana to Bhagavan Krishna. It is again an exemplary, glorious, great topic. Will not come under any words of description at all. We just have to revel only. The prema of the mother and father, of the Guru Pampara, Bhagavan, glory of the Shastras. They just have to be felt and experienced. No words can explain them. If you try to explain, only its value gets reduced. Then after that, our Bhagavan Krishna replying it to our Raja Muchukunda, we will see today if the time permits. Then we have in Adhyatma Ramayanam, we see the great Bhakta Sugriva, bringing all the Vanaras in front of Rama, doing the introduction, Parichayam. Bhagavan is overwhelmed. Bhagavan asks, now you know the bigness, magnanimity of the action, work to be done. You only, with your discretion, send these Vanaras in search of Sitaji. Then Sugrivaji sending all of them with some specific orders. Then south side, Angad ke netritva mein, all the big giants go. Just before leaving, Sri Rama calls Hanuman, you are only Pramanam, Karya Sattama, by saying so. Anguliyakam Sri Rama gives to Hanumanji, saying that it will be there for you as the proof that you have come from me to Sitaji. This is of the great thing. Then in our chanting today, we'll do the Mangala Graha Ashtottara Shatanamavali. So let us start with our daily prayers. Just soak yourself in that gratitude, devotion, single pointedness, and then do everything right from the first work of chanting Om. 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayan Namaha. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो नमः, ऋषिभ्यो नमः, मुनिभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमः, आचार्येभ्यो नमः, भक्तेभ्यो नमः, साधुभ्यो नमः, साधकेभ्यो नमः, तीर्थेभ्यो नमः, क्षेत्रेभ्यो नमः, नदीनदेभ्यो नमः, शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः, परब्रह्मणे नमः, महाविष्णवे नमः, ब्रह्मणे नमः, सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नमः, नारदाय नमः, वेदव्यासाय नमः, शुकब्रह्मर्षये नमः, सूतमहामुनये नमः, शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो नमः, वैशम्पायनादिऋषिभ्यो नमः, अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो नमः, मत्स्यादि अवतारेभ्यो नमः, प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो नमः, आदित्यादिनवग्रहदेवताभ्यो नमः, श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः, श्री आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः, मातापितृदेवताभ्यो नमः, आद्यशङ्कराचार्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः, अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। सङ्कल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानां श्रुतिमातुः परब्रह्मण अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणेतिहासोक्तभगवद्भागवत दर्शनानुग्रह अनुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्वशान्ति विश्वकल्याण विश्व एकता विश्व सामरस्यता सौभ्रातृत्व विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति प्राप्त्यर्थं तत्कृत निष्ठित समस्त साधक भक्त सेवक धर्म संस्थापक उपासकानहंज आयुरारोग्य अस्माकं सह आयुरारोग्यैश्वर्यादि क्षेम स्थैर्य धैर्यादि श्रद्धा भक्ति वीरादि समस्त सत्संपदा सत्साधना अवाप्ति शक्ति नाम अवाप्ति द्वारा गुणानाम अवाप्ति द्वारा समस्त बाह्य अभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं च श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रस्य द्वादश स्कन्धस्य दशम स्कन्धस्यापि पारायणमध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ द्वादश स्कन्धः। ओम श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं द्वादश स्कन्धः। ओम आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाध्यवसेयते स आश्रयः परं ब्रह्म Paramatmeti Shabdyate. We will chant the fifth chapter completely. So to the sixth chapter up to 7 mantras. Om अथ पञ्चमोऽध्यायः। श्रीशुक उवाच। अत्रानुवर्ण्यते भीक्ष्णं विश्वात्मा भगवान् हरिः, यस्य प्रसादजो ब्रह्मा रुद्रः क्रोधसमुद्भवः। त्वं तु राजन्मरिष्येति पशुबुद्धिमिमां जहि, न जातः प्रागभूतोऽद्य देहवत्त्वं न नङ्क्षसि, न भविष्यसि भूत्वा त्वं पुत्रपौत्रादिरूपवान्। बीजाङ्कुरवत् देहादेहे व्यतिरिक्तो यथा नलः, स्वप्ने यथा शिरच्छेदं पञ्चत्वाद्यात्मनः स्वयं। यस्मात् पश्यति देहस्य तत आत्मा ह्यजोमरः, घटे भिन्ने यथाकाशः आकाशः स्यात् यथा पुरा। एवं देहे मृते जीवः ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते पुनः। मनः सृजति वै देहान् गुणान् कर्माणि चात्मनः, तन्मनः सृजते माया ततो जीवस्य संसृतिः। स्नेहाधिष्ठानवर्त्यग्नि संयोगो यावदीयते ततो दीपस्य दीपत्वम्। एवं देहकृतो भवः रजःसत्त्वतमो वृत्त्या जायतेऽथ विनश्यति। न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः। आकाश इव चाधारः ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः। एवमात्मानमात्मस्थम् आत्मनैवामृष प्रभो, बुद्ध्यानुमानगर्भिण्या वासुदेवानुचिन्तया। चोदितो विप्रवाक्येन न त्वां धक्ष्यति तक्षकः, मृत्यवो नोपधक्ष्यन्ति मृत्योनां मृत्युमीश्वरम्। अहं ब्रह्म परं धाम ब्रह्माहं परमं पदम्। एवं समीक्षन्नात्मानम् आत्मन्याधाय निष्कळे, दशन्तं तक्षकं पादे लेलिहानं विशाननैः। न द्रक्ष्यसि शरीरं च विश्वं च पृथगात्मनः। एतत्ते कथितं तात यथात्मा पृष्टवान् नृप। हरेर्विश्वात्मनश्चेष्टां किं भूयः श्रोतुमिच्छसि, किं भूयः श्रोतुमिच्छसि। इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां द्वादशस्कन्धे श्रीशुकदेवकृत परीक्षितं प्रति अन्तिम उपदेशो नाम पञ्चमोऽध्यायः। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं द्वादशस्कन्धः अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः। सूत उवाच। एतन्निशम्य मुनिना विहितं परीक्षित व्यासात्मजेन निखिलात्मदृशा समेन। तत्पादमूलमुपसृत्य न तेन मूर्ध्ना बद्धाञ्जलिस्तमिदमाह स विष्णुरातः। राजोवाच। सिद्धोऽस्म्यनुगृहीतोऽस्मि भवता करुणात्मना, श्रावितो यच्छ मे साक्षात् अनादिनिधनो हरिः। नात्यद्भुतम् अहं मन्ये महताम् अच्युतात्मनाम्। अग्नेषु तापतप्तेषु भूतेषु यदनुग्रहः। पुराणसंहिताम् एताम् अश्रौष्म भवतो वयं, यस्यां खलोत्तमश्लोकः भगवान् अनुवर्ण्यते। भगवंस्तक्षकादिभ्यः मृत्युभ्यो न बिभेम्यहं, प्रविष्टो ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम् अभयं दर्शितं त्वया। अनुजानीहि मां ब्रह्मन् वाचं यच्छाम्यधोक्षजे, मुक्तकामाशयं चेतः प्रवेश्य विसृजाम्यसून। अज्ञानं च निरस्तं मे ज्ञानविज्ञाननिष्ठया, भवता दर्शितं क्षेमं परं भगवतः पदम्। सूत उवाच। इत्युक्तः तम् अनुज्ञाप्य भगवान् बादरायणिः, जगाम भिक्षुभिः साकं नरदेवेन पूजितः। परीक्षिदपि राजर्षिः आत्मन्यात्मानमात्मना समाधाय परं दद्यौ अस्पन्दा सूर्यथा तरुः प्राकूले बर्हिष्यासीनः गङ्गाकूल उदन्मुखः ब्रह्मभूतो महायोगी निस्सङ्गः छिन्नसंशयः। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, in this last Upadesham of Sri Shukadevji to Sri Parikshitji, what exactly, after understanding, digesting the essence of all Shastras, all the Vedanta, all the Mukti Marga, Mukti Jnanam, what step by step we have to do. Sri Shukadevji finally has taught to Sri Raja Parikshit. Parikshit also being of that highest stature and highest category, highest evolution qualification. He could just follow the words of his Guru Maharaj and he could reach to that ultimate. It is the power of Guru, it is the glory of disciple, it is the power of the Katha, and in and through that Katha of 7 days, the most powerful Bhagavan himself has been discussed, so his grace, all put together, brought Parikshits to that highest level and brought this discussion between Shukadevji Bhagavan and Parikshit, this great Bhagavata, to that a glorious position. So we have seen from last couple of days or maybe 10, 12 days this fifth chapter of 12th Skandham, how Bhagavan Shukadevji was guiding. In the last 3, 4 slokas, the essence was so clearly given with that Deepa Drushtantam. Sneha Adhishtana Varti Agni Samyoga Yavad Iyate Tato Deepasya Deepatvam. Evam Evam Deha Krutaha Bhavaha. In the same ways, samsara. So in this way, the Jiva Bhava sustenance, in which Chidabhasa Yukta Aham Vritti identified with the Upadhi, then looking at the world through the Upadhi, then having various emotions in the mind towards the Upadhi along with Kamana, and working in various ways to fulfill those Kamanas, then getting those Karma Phala to experience which he will be sent from one Deha to other, one Paristhiti to other, one surroundings to other, one people around to other. This is what is Jivagati continues. So there, as long as Ajnanam and Vasanas are there, which is called as Sneha. Okay, so long the samsara continues. So when this samsara is happening, which is actually not really happening, like when wave is happening, really wave is not happening in the water. That's the very typical, very special way of this relationless relationship between the wave and water. Wave non-existing yet appearing, water appearing as wave yet itself not losing its waterness. If this thing is understood by us, same is this whole universe. Parabrahma alone is expressing in the form of this universe without himself going through any change. So too the whole universe, though it is absolutely absent, but still is seen to be existing with the support of Paramatma projected on Paramatma only. Having very becomely strong in this knowledge, we have to abide in the absolute, play in the relative. Not the absolute is absolutely forgotten and the relative is taken as absolute. Taking relative as absolute, forgetting the absolute is samsara. Living in the absolute within, playing the relative outside is called as moksha. So therefore, what happened to the mud when it appeared as the pot? Nothing. So to what happened to the Atmavastu when it appeared as the entire Snehadhisthana Vartyagnikitara in the form of one jiva or two jivas or the entire Jagat, or even for that matter in the form of Jiva Jagat Ishvara. Ishvara is the ruler, Jiva Jagat as the ruled. In this way, what we see in the world is appearing. In that whole appearance, what exactly happened to Paramatma? Like in the pure consciousness, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti avasthas, with all the millions of triputis in that, are coming and going, projected on. At that time, what is happening to the inner conscious self is nothing. It is intact remaining. Therefore, the Janma Marana Adi are there only to the Upadhis only, and because of Tadatma with Upadhi, the Jiva Bhava Yukta Jiva considers he is Jataha and Mrutaha. But such is not the case with the Parama Atma. He is neither born nor going through any modifications, nor he is dying. Our goal is to catch that Paramatma. Okay, to catch him, we need to contemplate on him in the gufa of our own heart. That is what is a theme in all the Upanishads, which are indicating to that self to all of us. That self to us. All the great mukti giving, Atma Jnana giving Vedanta Shastras, even Puranas. Here also, having said na means not the Atma is going through birth or death. Atma Swarupa Lakshanas are given for the contemplation. Na tatra Atma Swayam Jyotihi Yo Vyakta Vyaktayo Paraha Akasha Iva Chadharaha Dhruvo Nantopamastatah. In these so many pointers, even one pointer we hold on to, we reach to the pointed. But so many are given, not only here, throughout all our Upanishads are only to help us, the seekers, to try through each one of them, and any way or every way, without fail, we must reach to the truth. Like why government makes so many trains from this destination to that, so many buses, so that every passenger should reach from here to there without fail. Earlier days, एक ही बस छूट गया तो फिर अगले दिन. But now it is not so. In the same way, why in the Vedanta, Upanishads and all, so many descriptions or pointers or the lakshanas, indicators of Parabrahma are given to the seekers. Why not one or two are not are sufficient? Means yena kena prakarena the sadhaka, the jignasu should discover Paramatma. So to each of the sadhaka, depending on his temperament as well as his intellection, each of the pointer works or helps. So therefore, the variety, the vastness, so many of the pointers are given. You and I, because of the students of Shastra, study all the pointers, hold on to few of them to reach to the pointed Paramatma. So here, Atma itself is a complete word. We have explained it exhaustively. It will be only char with a charvanam, grazing of the grazed, a repetition. So I'll not go to details. Atma means that which is not anatma. Therefore, reject all anatma. What cannot be rejected as anatma is called as atma. ये खुद ही एक पॉइंटर है. Through this pointer, contemplating on it by closed eyes in the cave of our heart, we reach to the Atmavastu. Then, apart from that, so many other pointers are given here in this particular shloka. Before this, by Shukadevji, 100,000 places through a medium of some or the other gurus or the avatars, so many pointers were already given. So here are Atma, Swayam Jyotihi, Vyakta Avyaktayoho Paraha, Akasha Ivacha, Adharaha, Dhruvaha, Anantaha, Anupamaha, Tataha. देखो how many are given to us. Everywhere, Tataha, that which is permeating everything. What is that common substratum? देख लो परमात्मा मिल जाते हैं. Then Anupamaha, that which is single, which has no comparison with it, what it is. Inquiry that also takes as pointer to the pointed. Anantaha, which is that which is continuously there in the arrival of departure of everything. So to what is that Dhruva, unchanging, when the changes are happening. So to what is that which is the adhara to everything? And what is that? Untouched, like the space untouched by everything. And then Vyakta manifest, Avyakta unmanifest. They are going on happening. Whose light or in whose presence the Avyakta is existing? From the Avyakta is the Vyakta expressing, and again the Vyakta going back to Avyakta. Any pointer you take, we reach to the Atma Vastu, the pointed. Only in the Atma Jnana that I considered so far myself as Jiva, going through all bandhana, that bandhana goes away. About this, there should be never a doubt, even once. So, Satyam Param Dhimahi, that Parama Satya, the Atma Vastus, meditation is this way, indicated throughout the Bhagavata hundreds of times. So, times the conclusion also, Sri Shukadevji is teaching that only, which we saw with spending sufficient time in analyzing every one of them. Then, in this way, when it is done, Bhagavan said, Evam Atmanam Atmastam Atmana Eva Amrusha Prabho Buddhya Anumana Garvinya Vasudeva Anuchintaya. This mantra is so complete in itself. This mantra's knowledge, added to the knowledge of the earlier sloka, makes it a complete Adhyatmika sadhana without needing to study anything else. So, Atma Swarupa Lakshanas as indicators told in the earlier sloka. Okay, Atma Swarupa Lakshanas as indicators told in the earlier sloka. Then we have to exercise on that. Now, for that, we need the instrument, we need the prakriya, we need the place, we need, if at all required, any help. Instrument, place, prakriya, any help required. So, which is the instrument? Which is the place to be finding? We have to find that. What is the prakriya? Whose help we need to take? Along with these four, first thing should never be forgotten, that we are in the search of the moksha giving, our real essential self. इसको नहीं बोलना. So therefore, this slokas, magnanimity, completeness, you just observe. What Bhagavan says here, evam, in this way, atmanam. Whom to find? Atmavastu. Of what type? Which is given in the earlier sloka with all those indicative explanations or definitions. Is it clear? अबो बताया हुआ एवं आत्मानम, इस तरह के आत्मा को. Where to find him? We should know the place where to find. Luckily, Taittariam we are exhaustively studying, so we are lucky fellows to easily grasp, understand. It is easy for me also. In not detailedly say. Atmastham is the word used here. So, in our own the self. In our own self means what? Our self, we go on changing in Vyavahara depending on requirement. Annamaya also is self, Pranamaya also, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. हमको तो पति पत्नी बच्चे और the house or servants, grandchildren, everybody is like Atma only. Because we have Atmiyata with everything. Is it not? But is that Paramatma searchable in any of these things? No, because these pointers or places doesn't satisfy the Atma Lakshanas as said in the earlier sloka. Therefore, it is only in the Buddhi Guha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Parabrahma can be searched with these gunas. Therefore, here Atmastham means where Aham Spurana is happening in that Vijnanamaya Kosha Antargata Buddhi Guha. Buddhi Guha, that point we have to thoroughly understand and remember. And always, whenever this word is used, it appears to be vague. We have to have a clarity. What do you mean, Buddhi Guha means where the Aham is happening in the form of Manta, Shrota, Jnata, Drashta. Of course, through Upadis. Okay, वह स्थान वहाँ उपाधियों का कारण सही, no problem. But जहाँ I am the knower, I am the feeler, I am the seer, I am the smeller, I am the hearer. which are happening, that explain that place which is not physical place. It's not a physical heart, physical body. We are never talking. We have already crossed Annamaya, Prana, Mano. We are talking about the Sukshma Vijnanamaya. Therefore, never ever bring the idea of physicality when we talk about Atmastam here. So, where that anubhuti of Aham Janami, Aham Shrunomi, Aham Gachami, all these happening, no, that is called Atmastam here. That is called as Buddhi Guha in Taittiriya. Both are same. आत्मस्थ मीन्स आत्मा में. नो आत्मा में मतलब जिस आत्मा को हम अभी आत्मा मान रहे हैं, उसी आत्मा में रियल आत्मा है. जिस आत्मा को हम आत्मा मान रहे हैं कि द वन हु इज सीइंग, स्मेलिंग, टेस्टिंग, टचिंग, फीलिंग, थिंकिंग, इट इज एन आत्मा. उस आत्मा के अंदर, दैट इज वाई अगेन मॉर्निंग क्लास, अंदर एज चिदाभास, उसके अंदर एज चित्त, उसके अंदर एज सत्व. So evam atmanam, self alone has to be pursued. Atmastham, in your own buddhi guha. Atmana eva, by your own self, you have to search, so that the seeker and the sought are one only there actually. He only becomes seeker. Atmana eva, nobody else can do it for you. Here Atma is vicharana shakti of the buddhi. That is why by your own buddhi here, Atmana means Amrusha means contemplate karte hue. Then that which helps us in contemplation, what is to be sought is Atma. Then where it is to be sought is in the Buddhi Vijnanamaya Kosha. By whom it has to be done is by the Buddhi's inquiry capacity. And what the Buddhi should be helped with is Anumana Garvinya. With the buddhi filled with the Shastra Jnanam heard from the Gurus, in which all prakriyas of contemplation which we discussed today are very well known. Amrusha, with the help of those Shastriya Jnanam, the buddhi should search out for that Paramatma Tattva in the Buddhi Guha. एवं आत्मानम आत्मस्थम आत्मना एव अमृषा हे प्रभो बुद्ध्या अनुमान गर्भिण्या. And whose help we have to take apart from the Shastra Jnana and Guru Anugraha, Guru Adesha Upadesha is Vasudeva Anuchintaya. Always in touch with the Vasudeva Paramatma. By his prayers to him, Vasana to him, we can be equipped that he will push us into those deeper layers of contemplation. We ourselves, with our efforts, without Lord's grace, try. It is a huge struggle. It will never happen. Doer are we only, but the one who makes us do happen is that Vasudeva. Therefore, unka bhi chintana karo through prarthana. That is it. I am just repeating only to say how clear, complete is this knowledge for us to do the sadhana. If this is done, then what will happen? Ki you will discover yourself. Now that self is the mrityu of all mrityus. Means it is never dying. Because of his presence only, whoever are causing the mrityu, by given that position by the Ishvara, are doing that work of being the mrityu. To that mrityuna mrityum Ishwaram, you will become that. Therefore, vipravakyena choditaha takshakaha na dakshati. So it is the takshaka cannot bite that self. For us also, mrityu coming in whatever the rupa will not touch or kill that self which we have discovered now, because that is ajaha, ajaraha, amaranaha. Body anyway is every moment perishing. It will perish if not by takshaka's bite, something else will kill it. Our concern should not be regarding the deha, which is perishable. Who is worried about perishable deha is samsari. Who has caught the imperishable atma is mukta purusha. Who trying to catch that is the sadhaka. So, mrutyavaha na upadakshanti mrutyona mrutyameshwaram. How many hundreds of times we have to chant and contemplate on this point to discover that we are that self which is the mrityu of all mrityus. Therefore, nothing can cause mrityu or death or perishability to it. That imperishable, undying, unborn, undecaying self I am. To get into this knowledge, How many times we have to do contemplation on this? This contemplation is a million times greater than any other Bhagavan Nama we take. Rather, Bhagavan Nama taken for some lives together will invoke Bhagavan's Krupa only in contemplating this way on the true, absolute, birth deathless, our own essential self. देखो भागवत सुना पूरा कर परीक्षित जी ने, नतीजे में क्या हुआ, उनको आत्मज्ञानी मिला. So all Bhagavad Kathas, Bhagavan Nama, Upasana culminate in the Atmajnana only. Because Atmajnana alone gives mukti. Bhagavan also cannot give us mukti otherwise, other than giving us the Swarupa Atmajnana, which is not having any bandhana of dharma and marana, and in between all other bandhanas. The self has none of them. So that knowledge of the self alone can liberate us. Therefore, every other sadhanas ultimately for giving the mukti have to cultivate in the Atma Jnanam, Tattva Jnanam only. I mean, you should not deny that, you should not go away from the Atma Jnana subjects or studies by the way. So, this is what the assurance given कि मृत्युओं के मृत्यु ईश्वर आप है, आपको ये तक्षक आकर डसेगा नहीं. He may do the dusting of the body. Okay, anyway, Kala Sarpa to sabko डस ही रहा है. That should be very clear. So, I also, if I discover my own essential self, the mrityu, whichever the time it comes to the body, will not kill or touch me. I am the eternal, immutable, Evam Atma, Swayam Jyoti, Eva Vyakta, Vyaktyo Paraha, Dhruvaha, Anantaha, Amuraha, Ajaraha, all that. Okay, Dhruvo Anantaha, Anupamaha, Tataha. I am that self. Okay, yeah. Then what happened? This great mantra, Mahavakya, as the final thing. Sri Shukadevji gave as Upadesha. Let us chant it 11 times. Aham Brahma Parandhama, Brahmaham Paramam Padam. 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 Can there be any greater contemplative thought than this? Is equivalent to Mahavakya. The Upanishadic Mahavakya sa Tattvamasi Prajnanam Brahmayam Atma Brahma Aham Brahmasmi है. तो पूरा इतिहासों में, पुराणों में सेम थिंग इज पुट इन दिस वर्ड्स. So aham brahma param, aham brahma param. Aham dhamaha padam. I am the dhamaha, the abode from where everything comes. Therefore, I am the param padam also, the point where I have to reach back to conclude my journey. Where will my journey end when I go out of the house? Only in coming back to home. So I, from my own self as the Dhamma, have left that Dhamma, and as a Jiva was traveling or doing Brahmana from one deha to the other for millions of years. Now where should my journey will conclude is only when I come back to myself. So the starting point being myself, that myself has become Param Dham. And the concluding point also being myself only has become Paramam Padam. So I started from my self journey, bhatak raha hu main, bande, go back to yourself, all your tensions, worries, anxieties, go away. So I am that Supreme Brahma, from whom everything comes. I am that Supreme Brahma, into which everything goes. I am not that Jiva or Deha Adi, which are other than the Atmavastu in their lakshanas of birth and changes, death and etc. perishability. Always discriminate, differentiate between the born, unborn, changing, changeless, decaying, non-decaying. That which perishes dies, that which doesn't die, imperishable. And that birthless, changeless, perishability less, pure self is me. Everything other than it is birthful, deathful, etc. They are all anatma, they are not me. Abide in this knowledge. Be strongly stationed in this knowledge. Theoretically, intellectually, later on the contemplation seat, that will come to the intuitive intellect to cognize the presence of that self, which is unborn, undying, etc. That cognition in Yoga Bhasha is called as the beautiful word of Viveka Khyati. There I have discovered that there is something as changeless, birthless, deathless. Abidance in that is कि I myself am that. So there is nothing happening to me when anything happens to Upadis. Therefore, evam samikshan atmanam. In this way, look into your own essential self as to be Parandhama and Paramam Padam. And that Paramdhama, Param Brahmam is Aham. Param is Aham. And that Aham, Paramdhama, Aham, Param Padam in Upanishads, etc. is called as Brahma. Brahma is Bruhatvat, infinite. Great, great are these teachings. And we only have to have the proper vocabulary meaning to understand it. So, evam samikshan atmanam. Then evam samikshan means in this way, having deeply contemplated, atmanam atmani adhaya nishkale, putting yourself in that nishkala atma. See, this nishkala atma in the morning Upanishad class is called as nirvishesha atma or brahma. Nirvyavahara, nirvishesha brahma, as we are studying, that is said here as nishkala. In this way, having deeply contemplated, position yourself, place yourself in the nishkala atma, which is luckily, take the help of Taittiriya Upanishad, it is Shuddha Sat Swarupa. That Sat cannot be described or explained in any other manner. It only can be spoken as Sat. One more thing is that is experienced as me. That's it. उसमें अपने आत्मा को बिठाओ. Evam samikshan. In this way, having deeply understood and contemplated, atmanam atmani nishkale adhaya. Evam samikshan atmanam atmani adhaya nishkale. तो यू आत्मान मीन्स अपने आप को, निष्कले आत्मनि आधाय, पोजिशनिंग योर आइडेंटिटी इन दिस परम ब्रह्म, इन दिस परंधाम, इन दिस परम padamam paramam padam, which is nishkala, which is without any attributes at all, facets at all on that. Then what will happen when you place yourself in that self? From that standpoint, when you look back, everything which earlier was appearing to be truly existing, as well as separate from each other, as well as separate from Paramatma, that curtain of delusion goes away. The result of which what happens? The Vishwam, your own Deham, then Dakshakam, your own Padam, Takshakas, the tongue with which is biting, the biting itself, as well as the Visham. None of them you will see as other than you. You will see all of them are permeated by yourself, the pure self only. Therefore, Dashantam Takshakam. Which Padakshaka Dashantam? Pade Lelihanam. Who is just licking with his tongue the feet just to see which is the place I have to bite. Like the doctor injection देने के लिए तो touch करके देखता है. In that spirit कुछ लगाकर और सुई चुबाता है अंदर. So to the snake Maharaj, before biting, he must be doing the lelihanam with the pada, with its vishanana. Vishanana say lelihanam. So he just touches with that needle with then wherever he finds it is easily going, he just pokes. So to pade dashantam, then vishananaihi lelihanam takshakam. तो आपके पाँव पे डसने वाला और अपने मुख में विष रखकर वो विष वाले क्या है ना, फ्रैंक्स के साथ रहने वाला तक्षक को, उसके बाद your own deham, there also the vishwam. Atmanah prutak na pashyasi. You will not see them as three things: your body, the whole world, and the takshaka. They are not three. One Paramatma only is a supporting world. In that world, the supported is you, your leg, and in that the takshaka coming and biting. All are you only. That is the beauty of this shloka. Na drakshasi shariram cha vishwam cha takshakam cha atmana पृथक. आत्मा से अलग ऐसा पहले जो मानते थे वो नहीं दिखेगा. You are the one only. So the dusting, the biting snake, the bitten leg, the support of the bitten leg and biting snake, called the entire Vishwam, all three are expressed of one Paramatma, in whom actually neither Vishwa is there, nor the Jiva is there, nor the Mrityu giving Takshakadi with poisonous fangs are there in absolute nature. They're all just appearing like on the cinema screen. The hero, his dress, if he's a king, it's a kavacha, his kiritam, his avaranas, and the sword in the hand, his way of doing the yuddha, in which he is cutting the hands and legs of the people, and the people whose hands and legs are killed or cut to. Every one of them are nothing but the one screen only on which all these are projected. See that clarity there? Here also, this is a proof of reaching Atmavastu, where you don't see anything as separate from you. Yet, you are not affected by the Vishwatva, by the Parikshitatva, as well as the Takshakatva and Takshaka's work of biting. And then immediately the body gets burnt into ashes. उससे भी तुमको कोई संबंध नहीं. So, पृथक आत्मनः न दृश्यसि. This is what is the conclusion of Satyam Param Dhimahi, where the one self, which alone is substratum, on which entire millions of universes, worlds, or whatever are projected, that one self should be discovered as our essential self. This is the purpose of all Shruti Smriti Purana Itihasa, all the Satsangas, all the teachings of the Guru, all the Gurukulas, and as a human being, Adhyatmika Sadhaka Jiva, this is the last point, position, place where we have to reach to. With this concludes the great Shukadevji's teachings. Wonderful. I am overwhelmed today because of his grace. From 1052 days, 1052 dinon se Shukadevji is going on guiding us. Before that also in another saptahas, etc. we have done, but this is a marathon study without even one day break of Bhagavatam. It is but for Shukadevji's Krupa, Vyasaji's Krupa, it would have never happened. Without Bhagavan Krishna's Krupa, all Bhagavata Acharya's Krupa, even Suta Adi. But especially in the center of all is Sri Shukadevji. There is Naradji, there is Sanat Kumara Adi, all are Bhagavata Acharyas. But then, for the clear explanation to Parikshitji, giving chance for Vyasa Bhagavan to write as a book, it was Shukadevji chosen by the Lord. Without him, all this would have not happened. So, with here, this Shukadevji's Upadesha is over. He will not talk beyond this. So, that's what he says. Etate kathitam tata. Tata, oh my dear child. So, from the heart, Shukadevji is expressing all his Vatsalya Bhava to this Parikshita, who has asked question, even though he is on the deathbed, to be told about the Kathas of Paramatma. And Shukadevji also is obliged and grateful to Parikshitji for giving this chance to expound, to talk on all Leelas of Bhagavan. Both his father also, though Jnani and all, Vyasaji, unless he wrote Bhagavata, he was not fulfilled. So to by birth Shukadevji is Brahma Jnani, yet his contribution to the world happened only by giving these discourses on Bhagavata. So here, for that to happen, for Shukadevji, Parikshitji has become the means. Therefore, he in his own joy addressing him as Tat. Etat, this one, te, to you, Katitam, explained, talked, spoken, storied, all the stories are told, He Tata. Yatha Atma Prishtavan, Yatha as Atma means you, Prishtavan, I have asked, Nrupa, O Raja. When it was the beginning, you were my Raja, you asked me. Now toward the end, you are my child. You are most beloved to me. Because you made this happen by continuously 7 days listening without any disturbance, distraction, not even getting up for bhojana pana adi. How much vatsalya Guru also will have for the disciple. Here Shukadevji is showing that. And I'm sure Vyasadi, Shukadi, Naradadi must be having that vatsalya for all of us also, where 1052 days without break we were studying this Bhagavad. They will definitely bless us with higher things once this particular present prarabdha of ours goes over, comes to an end. एंड इनके ही कृपा से सब हुआ, कोई उसमें किंचित भी संशय नहीं है. इवन वन क्लास 2 मिनट भी नहीं बैठ सकते. आई कैन सी द पीपल ऑन यूट्यूब, है ना, एक क्लास में 2-5 मिनट यू कांट सिट. Then 1052 days every day, 1.5 hour, 2 hours listening. Can it be possible if it is left to you and I and our own mind and arrogance, ego, and our own whims, fancies, and likes and dislikes? It would never have happened. Only one thing we might have done is a prayer and leaving us to the care of God, that He stores that and He blessed us to keep our minds, intellects, egos in check, intact, controlled, not to miss Bhagavata classes for such a long time. Every one of you have contributed in your own way, in your own presence. That's a great, great thing. So you all also should be addressed as Tat by Shukadevji and all. For all of us, we're all together. Shukadevji is teaching all of us. So, etatte kathitam tata yatha atma prishtavan he Nrupa. Nrupa, the king is positioned. But in this class, you are my most beloved child. Whatever you have asked, everything I have told you. And what is that you asked? What I told? You want to listen in one sentence? It is Harehe Vishwatmanaha Cheshtam. So the Hari, who is the Atma of the entire Vishwa, is Cheshta. Cheshta means yesterday told Cheshta Kriya Karma. Not that way today. Other meaning is what? How Paramatma, the Leela Manasha Vigraha. No, no, if we start telling again this one, it will go into again 1052 days. Because this one word is the summary of Sutra of entire Bhagavatam, which we have gone through our study. So Harehe Vishwatmanah Cheshtam, what 4, 5, 6 things we can understand is he is Hari, he is Parabrahma, he is intact. He himself with his own Maya Shakti has projected entire world. In that world projected, created, he has sent you and I also. And he did that mistake of giving freedom to us. To taking that freedom, how from pillar to post, we were all भटकिंग. You and I तो अभी भी भटक रहे. परीक्षित जी का भटकना हो गया. And again, those who are distressed, troubled, feel sad, bad, glad, no more want to go through this transmigration, want to get out of this game of Janma Maranadi, then to them, this Vairagya towards the world and its happenings, Jignasa about is there anything, something which is real and permanent, is again given by the Lord. That also his Cheshta. Cheshta one is remaining in Aham Brahma Swarupa. Cheshta two is Bhagavan is wielding that Maya Shakti. Cheshta 3 is projected the entire world of Jiva Jagat Ishvara. Cheshta 4 is in that in any Jiva, all freedom is given, all abilities are given, all resources are given for him to play. While playing this way, when the sight is lost by the Jiva and goes through variety of Dukkha Sukha of the Janma Marana Adi, once he gets fed up of that, you understand? He just wants to come out of it. In him, the Vairagya giving is the Cheshta of the Lord. Then in him only the Jignasa is born, that is by Lord's Cheshta. With his Vairagya for the world, with Jignasa to the self. These two are very clearly brought out in our Mundaka Upanishad, which our Telugu people are studying. परीक्षलोकान कर्मचितान ब्राह्मण निर्वेदमायात नास्ति अकृतकृतेन एक पोर्शन हो गया. तद विज्ञानार्थम सह गुरुम एव अभिगच्छेत समित पाणि श्रोत्रियम ब्रह्मनिष्ठम. दूसरा, in whosoever this genuine sadhaka this is happening, that is Bhagwan's chesta only. In case of Parikshit, that is what happened. The situation brought him to the curse of the Rishi, followed by his Parama Vairagya for the Rajya, Rajya Sukha, Rajya Bhoga. Everything, Tivra Mumuksha and Tivra Jignasa and Tivra Bhakti means wanting to know about Bhagwan, they are born. This is called Vishwatmaka Cheshtai. When that is born, that Vishwatma only, again Bhagavan Hari does the next chesta of coming in the form of Sadguru, pouring, showering all the love, kindness, compassion. And then to that disciple, in what way if he is taught to him that he will come out of this suffocating samsara, all cares, like a highly multiple fractured the wounded patient coming with so much of suffering to the hospital, how the doctors, nurses, all of them try to do those things by which that person's dukkha is reduced. उसको ना ऐसे चोट लगा कि घुटने में दर्द है, पाँव में दर्द है, हाथ भी टूटा है, आईडी में भी टूटा है, पीठ में भी चोट लगी है, कमर में भी दर्द हुआ, नेक में भी हुआ, एवरीवेयर पेन. How much that person must be suffering, and the true doctor and the nursing staff, how much they feel, and how by giving anesthesias or by applying antiseptics or the painkillers, कुछ भी करते हुए उनका दर्द दूर कर. In the same way, the Guru Maharaj, ए डॉक्टर ऑफ ऑल दिस नो भवरोगा, किस तरह से ज्ञान भक्ति विवेक वैराग्य योग आदि देने से और उसका उपयोगिता से इस दुखी जीव का दुख दूर होता है, वो प्रयत्न. That is also Ishvara's chesta. Sometimes the treatment is done in semi-coma, in coma, or in the anesthesia position, unaware, sometimes consciously given. In your and our life also, in a semi-coma condition, we are being treated by this Bhagavatam because we are not fully slept in the class, except a few, and we are not fully woken up in the class that we are realizing as it is taught. But the treatment is going on, as it has happened to Parikshitji and millions of sadhakas through various. We are studying Bhagavad, therefore we are fascinated by it, enchanted by it, touched by it. But there are many other Puran and all of them. उसमें वो शिष्य, वो गुरु, वो उपदेश, उस तरह की मुक्ति. All of that is that Vishwatma Bhagavan Hari के ही चेष्टा है. Hare he Vishwatmana chesta. Why chesta? Because in that, other than his own Krupa and Karuna, there is nothing for him to gain. ना निस्वार्थता से निरंकार से जो किया जाता है वो चेष्टा कहा जाता है, उसमें कोई पाप पुण्य का लेश मात्र नहीं होता. No, again, I don't want to enter into those discussions. So, all these Hari Vishwatmana Chesta, and ultimately removing that curtain of Maya from the vision of that sadhaka and revealing to him that he is that Brahman which he is seeking. He that substratum of the entire universe on whom so far himself, the universe, the Ishvara, Adi were projected and the play was going on eternally. This giving experience of Aham Brahmasmi also is the chesta of Hari who is Vishwatma. Hare Vishwatmana chesta. Etate kathitam tata yathatma prashtavan rupa Hare Vishwatmana chesta. What a beautiful Bhagavatam. Again, I feel like starting from first shloka only. है ना, दिल इतना खुश है ना, वो भागवत का महिमा ही ऐसा है. दैट इज वाई यत् शृण्वताम रस ज्ञानाम स्वादु स्वादु पदे पदे. एवरी अक्षरा इज फिल्ड विद कृष्ण तत्व. कृष्ण इज ब्रह्मा, ब्रह्म इज रसो वै सह, रसज्ञ ह्येवायं लब्ध्वा आनंदी भवति. दैट इज अ ग्लोरी ऑफ दिस भागवत महापुराणम. So in this way, oh my child, oh Raja, you asked, I in detail told you. And this Hari Vishwatma's Chesta, as I taught you through these 24 avatars with Hundreds of bhaktas, bhakti kathas ityadi are endless. There are only few of them listed out, told to you in this given 7 days, written in the book form by the Vyasa. But that is not be all and end all. Many Puranas, many stories, many unwritten, unsaid. This is how Ishvara's Chesta goes on happening of liberating all the deserving seekers in different ways. And he goes on this way playing his play. है ना, जैसे डिब्बे में से चीजें निकाल कर हमें खेलते फिर से सब उसमें डाल देते हैं. So do Paramatma out of Maya, जो create thought goes on playing, again takes in and relaxes, again goes on playing. ये चलता ही रहता है. Our job in this what? Seeking the Lord, to be identified with Him. When He comes in the form of Guru, through surrender, learn from Him the Siddhanta Jnanam of the Tattva Atma Brahma, then meditate on it, discover it. Having this way spoken, now the last word said by Sri Shukadevji Maharaj is Kim Bhuyaha Shrotum Ichchasi. Bhuyaha means more or again. Kim Shrotum Ichchasi. Do you have anything more to listen? Anything more to want to know? Anything you want to get clarified? I am ready to teach you, my beta. Kim Bhuyaha Shrotum Ichchasi. See, Hari Katha Ananta, Hari Ananta. You can go on doing it. But in that Upadhi of that Deha Parikshita, it has come to its end. Therefore, Parikshit is mum, nothing to ask there. Therefore, time also is not there, therefore. So, in this way, Kim Bhuyaha Shrotum Ichchasi is the last sentence of Shukadevji. If you go into the next chapter, nowhere from there you will see Sri Shukavacha coming again. कितना भी आप घुमाते जाओ पेज, शुक वाचा नहीं आएगा क्योंकि शुकदेव का वाचा बोलना यहाँ कंप्लीट हो गया. So in the 6th chapter, which we'll see for 10-15 minutes, in the beginning, we see the Kritagnata Ektikarana of Parikshit Raja. Then asking for permission. That we will definitely browse through for some time. Then detailedly we study tomorrow. But here now, Kim Bhuyaha Shrotumichasi. With this, what we do is declare the conclusion of the 5th chapter. Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramsam Samitayam Dvadasha Skandhe Sri Shukadeva Kruta Antima Upadesho Nama Panchamodhyayaha. So feel in the heart the full gratefulness to Sri Shukadevji Maharaj for being with us, blessing us with this sublime nectarine jnanam for such a long time. And we can pray to him to give us such blessings again and again till we also digest Bhagavatam and be one with the Lord like Sri Parikshitji has become. Iti, in this way, 5th chapter is over. Now in the 6th chapter, Atha Shashtodhyayaha Suta Uvacha. Today I want to just to do some portion. Then we will again take up this thing exhaustively again tomorrow. Like we are studying every chapter, यहाँ भी भक्ति का, शरणागति का, वेदांत का, तत्व का विचार है, that will touch little detail because that's required. Story part we can run through. There is only the detail. There are only details there. There are nothing to be contemplated. Now here, having this way concluded the talk given by Shukadeva to Parikshitji. Let us chant एक 11 बार. मेरा मन नहीं रुक रहा है, कल भी करेंगे. ओम श्री शुक ब्रह्मर्षये नमः. Clear? Let us do it for 27 times. Om Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Acharya Sri Shuka Brahmarshye Namaha. Om Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Acharya Sri Shuka Brahmarshye Namaha. Om Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Acharya Sri Shuka Brahmarshye Namaha. Om Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Acharya Sri Shuka Brahmarshye Namaha. Om Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Acharya Sri Shuka Brahmarshye Namaha. Om Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Acharya Sri Shuka Brahmarshye Namaha. Om Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Acharya Sri Shuka Brahmarshye Namaha. Om Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Acharya Sri Shuka Brahmarshye Namaha. Om Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Acharya Sri Shuka Brahmarshye Namaha. Om Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Acharya Shri Sukabrahmarshye 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 Namo 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 Shatasranta Koti Namo Namaha. Just to feel Shukadevji is entering, permeating into every layer of our personality and then blessing us with the Krishna Jnana, Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Tattva and Krishna Anubhuti. May Shukadevji remain in our hearts to be worshipped, to get worship from us throughout our being till we merge and become one with the truth or reality. Only these two are the Janmataha Brahmajnanis, Shukova Vamadevova. Great, great, rare character. सोऽयं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितितीर्षतां तमोन्धं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनाम् योगीन्द्राय नमस्तस्मै शुकाय ब्रह्मरूपिणे संसारसर्पदष्टं यो विष्णुरातममुचतु. Little more thought, remembrance, prayers of Shukadevji tomorrow also we'll do, and then that will conclude. Today, in the 6th chapter, the Sutaji is telling now Shaunakadi Mahamuni. Whole Bhagavata and all Puranas start with Suta Shaunaka Samvada, which was there in Naimishe Sutamasinam Avivadya Mahamatim Kathamruta Rasaswada Kushalaha Shaunaka Bravit.